it and then laugh while we watched it.
And literally it all happened because we had the same Megan on our watches, on our smart watches.
Right.
So we are up on YouTube.
Yay! Look.
They get half of an episode on YouTube.
I don't remember. That wasn't in my questions that I could prepare for.
I'm sorry.
I do know we have quite a few episodes that are just labeled unhinged.
Yeah, I know you're right. You're absolutely right. There's a lot of times where I can't say words and we laugh really hard.
That's true.
Or I quit.
Just give up.
Just feel really disappointed in myself. Especially when I'm trying to speak a different language. My Russian and my German.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those are hard languages. It's not your fault.
I don't know that my Chinese was very good either. But hey, my English isn't very good. So I'm really consistent.
Yeah, that's a plus.
Consistently bad.
All right, we're good.
Yay, thanks.
You
Argyle
go.
pigeon, don't hit your head.
I'm gonna try anything. Okay, have
Round of
fun.
applause.
Love you, bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Ryan. We wouldn't survive without you.
I do my best.
It's true.
What advice would you give someone starting a podcast?
Just do it.
Yeah.
We talked about this for so long,
Since
and
literally
it
middle
seemed
school.
so overwhelming and so like, how could we ever figure it out and how could we ever do that? And then we just did it.
And we sort of changed it as we went
Yeah.
to fit what we needed and what worked.
And it got a lot more comfortable the more we did it.
Yeah, I hated hearing my voice.
Mm-hmm.
Now it doesn't even faze me.
Now it makes me laugh.
I am ashamed at how hard I laugh sometimes at our episodes. I'm like,
Can't listen to them in public.
that makes me a narcissist. Darn it, I went on someone else's live again. There we go. Okay.
Katie's here.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
We
And
talked about Katie on
yes,
here, too.
Mom, I had to give Connor his gift because he found it in the backseat of my car. Turns out you shouldn't hide things there. Weird.
Is there any topic that we've talked about that has changed the way you thought about something or the way that you did something?
I really was surprised how much my depression episode hit me.
Yeah.
So, like, I still, going back and even looking at the notes is kind of tough for me. But I do think it was a turning point in my journey and, like, getting things figured out and pushing for
bold
change.
of you to even talk about that.
Yeah.
I think.
And then the episode, I listened to it today, the episode I did about, like, representation in books, and it starts off as like a gay pride topic, and then it talks about representation in books and why it's important for kids to have that representation. And I think that was kind of changed how I thought about it, just because the statistics that actually showed that it is important for, you know, Tommy to be able to read a book about somebody like him, or be able to see people on TV or in stories that represent something about them.
I don't have an answer for that. I had an answer, but I don't remember it.
But it's gone now.
That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
Jessica only had 45 minutes in for this. She could not make it the full
That's all
hour.
I could get. Who? This is a two-parter, sort of. Who would you love to invite on the podcast? Anybody in the world?
Oh, goodness. Kevin Hearn, my favorite author,
Duh.
which would be silly because I would just talk about his books and we would lose people. Some of our friends, Hank, obviously.
Hank is going to be on the show.
He will be the first guest star. But Katie, I think Katie could add some really interesting energy to our podcast sometime.
I don't know. Katie and I are not allowed in the same room when there's something serious going on. So you might have to do that one just for sure.
We'll just kick you out of your own house and have Katie over instead.
We do have a lot of friends with really cool, like, specialty knowledge. Like, I would love for my Melissa to come and talk about like the deaf community.
Oh, yeah.
And
Her
ASL that
ASL
she's
stuff.
studying.
Absolutely. It would have to be a visual one.
Yeah, definitely. I know everybody thinks I'm going to say Pedro Pascal, But
which would also be awesome.
oh my gosh, right? No, but I would turn into a blubbering mess of blubber if Pedro Pascal came on, because he's perfect.
It's true.
So,
But how would you even convince yourself to let Pedro Pascal come to your house
no,
and like
no, I couldn't.
walk him through your house and upstairs into this office?
With my dogs jumping on him and my kid being like, "Oh my gosh, you're my stepdad."
It would be amazing.
No, my other one would be anybody from Viva.
Absolutely.
I would love that. Or Neil Newbon, because I desperately want to be best friends with Neil Newbon. Neil Newbon is the voice of Astarion. He does the voice of I can't remember off the top of my head. The guy with the hammer from Resident Evil.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
But Hank knows, Ryan knows. Hank probably knows.
Somebody will say.
But
I love that you would just use it to make friends with people,
Absolutely.
famous people that you want to be friends with.
Neil Newbon seems so cool. Like, no crush, so I wouldn't feel really freaked out to talk to him. But
It wouldn't be so overwhelming.
And he
You wouldn't
plays
have to
D&D,
cry about it.
so after we recorded, we could go downstairs and play D&D with him. It doesn't get
All
better
the
than
benefits. All the benefits. I'm in. I accept.
that. Connor would like to be on the podcast. How would that work?
He has to get a little older. We're not ready to put the kids on the podcast.
Carly said they're going to do Dungeons and Dopamine Jr.
I do love
declared
that
to
idea.
me in the car the other day.
We'll have to sit down and figure out what age children can be on the internet, podcast-wise.
Will we feel bitter if they do better than us?
A little bit. Unless they do so well, they start making us lots of money.
They could Patreon us.
Right. Connor says, "What?"
He's like, "This is a ripoff." What do you think is the most concerning Google search you've done for the podcast?
Probably when I did the episode about carnivorous plants and like deadly plants. I feel like my FBI folder is a lot shorter than yours.
I probably agree, but also I've searched up a few things that are like, will this kill you? Will eating this kill you? Because of conspiracy theories and things like that. I might be on an FBI watch list or two.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm really boring, so they probably take me off immediately.
They just check on you every once in a while and then like laugh about all the different searches, and then they listen to our podcast.
You know what? They probably make decent money in the FBI. They should probably Patreon.
Right?
Gosh.
Come on,
FBI agent. If that's your real name.
If that's your real name.
Let's see. Sorry.
You will be.
I'm jumping around because we can't get through all of these today. What was the weirdest or the most fun episode to record?
This one?
Dog, because that's the one she can remember.
Right? Difficult. I had a hard time with the depression one, just in terms of like emotionally. But there's been so many that just evolve because we start laughing so hard.
We laugh because we feel awkward.
Right.
I think that the most fun was there too, the embarrassing stories episode.
Oh yeah.
Because legit, we sat in that room and read through embarrassing stories for hours together and just hung out. And then, which was really fun to edit.
It's so easy.
And then the other are our Google Translate episodes, especially the very first one.
I did love our Google Translate episodes.
Aside from that, by the end of it, we are both laughing so hard because, you laugh really hard and then you cry a little and then you start getting like stuffy nose.
Stuffy nose, and we're just snotty and laughing.
It's pretty gross.
Or our bloopers episode. I forgot we did a bloopers episode for like our 1 year.
Yes. That was fun to put together. I regret that I didn't clip every time I've sang. And not because I'm amazing or anything, but because it would be a great clip.
Right.
Of
just
my
different sound
random
bites of you
songs.
singing.
in such different ways. So many words to sing.
Zach says, the Google search still haunts me. We have these really pretty flowers she keeps very tidy. Raccoon foot, fox hand, foxglove.
Foxglove makes delicious tea, Zach. Just
Yes,
drink it.
good
when
for
she
your
makes
heart.
It for you.
It's very good for your heart.
Don't let Zach die anytime soon, because this is going to be super suspicious if he does.
And Katie asks, what kind of path do you wish your ADHD might have taken you? Or a hobby that you wish caught your interest, but it never took, or were there obstacles in the way? I am fully convinced that if I had been diagnosed earlier with ADHD or treated it earlier, that I probably would have been a doctor of some sort.
Right?
Just with all of the medical knowledge that I enjoy getting into and that sort of thing. So, but at the same time, I mean, I've had like 16 different jobs. So would I have paid all of that money and gone to medical school and gotten bored with it in 2 years? That is possible too.
You'd be paying so much more than you are paying right now.
And I'd still probably have ended up doing this.
Okay, so I don't know if my answer is a cheat, because I would have rather had my PCOS diagnosed way sooner, because that is what makes me tired. I can handle the ADHD. I can work around my symptoms from that, even though they're really frustrating. But the PCOS, you just can't work past tired.
Right.
You're just like, you're screwed.
You're just done.
I wish I would have known about that a lot sooner. Because, yeah. I don't know.
Hank says Zach has nothing to worry about unless I take an interest in insurance policies.
And Amanda can help us with that. Hashtag Team Amanda.
I will contact you later. Thanks.
Of course Amanda does. She knows everything.
Ooh, maybe we should do a podcast episode about life insurance.
We just have to make sure it's not at a suspicious time.
Right. Everybody forget all of these conversations happened. We'll revisit this in a few months.
I'll edit this out of this episode. I was going to edit this episode, but I will.
It's just a weird blip in the live episode. I don't know
So
why.
Strange. One thing I have noticed is that, besides all of my faces, that that was probably one of them. That when I edit, now that we're visual, we have these kind of sometimes strange like blips in them. Also, one fun fact about editing is that Brie cuts herself off sometimes, and it sounds like I've edited really poorly, but it's not. It's Brie's brain editing really poorly.
I like to start a sentence and then have a thought and start a second sentence in the middle of my sentence and then start a clarifying sentence about the first sentence right in the middle of that second sentence.
And it makes it look like Jessica doesn't know how to edit.
But no, that's me.
There's no getting around that, but I have to make sure everyone knows that it's not just me.
Right.
Let's see. Okay, let me make sure that there's not any other amazing questions that I've missed. Also, some fun stuff that we do almost every time we record is lose ourselves in our notes. We'll get really excited about the topic we're talking about and lose track of where we are in our notes.
And have to backtrack because we skipped things. Half the time I'll get done with an episode and look back at my notes and be like, I meant to talk about that. Oh, I forgot the coolest part.
Sometimes I write really funny little things about what I'm saying, and then I miss them. I'm like, man, that was funny. Zach says he can attest to Brienne's self-editing. Makes for a really fun combo. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes Jessica and I have multiple conversations going at once. Excuse me, via text. Because I'll be having a conversation about something and then clarify something and then have a third thought. And you just can't do that speaking very well. Sorry.
And I follow, which is really the worst part.
That's what happens when you have 30 years of friendship.
The other thing we do occasionally is we'll get a text message or something from someone in the middle of talking, and we will just change the topic to that for 10 minutes. And
right.
I have to edit that out. So that's also hilarious.
Or I'll dox us and I'll just start giving like very personal information
Yes.
about exactly where we live.
That's
and
really-
Jessica has to cut it all out.
Where? How many times do you think you've done that?
A dozen, at least.
Yes, yeah, I've had to cut out that and like information about, like, yeah, just I'm trying to be careful because I can't edit this.
Right.
And
It was usually like if I was talking about real estate or township government or something that was local
we're
based.
ordering a pizza. Your address is blah blah blah, right? It is.
I mean, what was that?
Yeah, I've cut out a lot of that. Also names. Sometimes
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
name people, and it's not bad stuff, but they're usually just not imperative to the story, and so I
Right.
have to cut out chunks of that, which I feel kind of bad because we call out so many, in a good way. We call out so many people.
Like, do you want to talk about how much we love Katie today?
I have clips of that in Christina. I also think I have a clip of us threatening Christina.
I mean, that seems fair.
Yeah, you know.
We do that. Katie asks if you could pick only one, and she capitalized only one because she knows we'll pick a dozen, mythical creature to be real. What would it be?
Dragons. Sorry.
I'm terrified for your world.
You should be.
I would pick something cute. Probably something
Dragons.
fairies.
Oh, fairies. That would be a good
Mhm.
one.
The nice ones, not the evil
Sure.
ones.
Sure.
I feel like fae is just too broad of a category there. It's gonna have to
I mean,
be.
you can use it though to
It's
cover.
gonna
a
be
lot
like
of things.
Tinkerbell fairies, just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
clarify.
that's-
Like
'cause they
cute
help
ones,
humans
cute, nice
and-
ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mhm.
My world is going to die.
Be on fire. I mean, I'm with you. I would love to have. Maybe if they could be like cute little dragons.
In my brain, the dragons are my friend, and I can ride them. So,
like in the kitchen. Aw,
oh, thanks.
Zach loves us.
Someone
Plus,
has
he
to.
gets a serotonin boost. He must have listened to my episode about the happy brain chemicals.
I do like those, and I like the gray, morally gray.
Yes. My
We probably
Hades
go faster if we
Persephone
just name the ones
episode.
we don't like.
There was only a couple.
It's true. Is there a topic that you've like lost sleep over in any way that you just? Is it Ted Lasso?
Yes. I did reread my start of my Ted Lasso episode when I was going through all my episodes, and it needs some help. So maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow is just watch Ted Lasso and work on my Ted Lasso episode.
Ted Lasso coming soon.
I promised Coach Beard at MuskyCon. So
That's right. Mine really is just any of the scary ones because I can't handle them, but then I have to talk about them. It's like a self-punishment.
some of your topics have probably kept me up at night.
Well, the bunk bed one.
The bunk bed one, or not even a topic, but the books. The
Oh, the camping books.
Yes,
oh, those
the
are so
camping
good.
books.
We talked about those a lot.
I had to stop reading them.
I
I got like
understand.
halfway into the third one, and I was like, "Nope, I'm out. Can't do it
But
anymore."
they're so good. They're so good. The make editing more fun. Yeah, sometimes I'll walk upstairs and hear myself coming from in different areas of the house because we can be editing at different times,
Right.
or listening, or it's playing somewhere. Yeah, it's great. Super awkward. If you had to, this is one of them. I'm really excited to hear your answer. If you had to pick one topic, you could only do that topic from now on. So it'd be like plants, or it could be a broad topic. But
Mhm.
what do you think you would pick?
Books.
Books. Fair enough.
Books.
That's good. Mine would be conspiracies because I feel like you can broaden that into a lot of things.
And you could
kind of cheat.
Do deep dives into certain ones, and that would take up multiple episodes.
If you could resolve any mystery that we've talked about, which one? I already know what you're
Ooh.
gonna say. I think I know what you're gonna say.
The Voynich
Yes,
manuscript.
I knew it. Yeah.
There's, number one, because it's fresh in my mind because I listened to that episode, but also because it's wild. Like, what was it? Why is it?
Right.
Why does it exist? Who wrote it?
I still think it's a kid.
It's got to be.
I have an episode coming up about the Labyrinth of Egypt.
Yeah.
And I would really like to know the answers of that.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a fun episode to edit too, because I got cursed by the Egyptians when I did it. My nose wouldn't stop itching for that entire
crazy
episode.
Until we got done and left, and then it stopped.
It
and
was
never
done.
came back.
Never came back.
That episode is cursed.
It is. Watch me go to edit it and it's all gone. All the footage is gone. Just
That
mine.
would be wild. Just yours.
I would
just you speaking. So you listen and it's like me talking to myself.
You can see me talking and laughing and like.
But all
making
of your
arms.
audio is just gone. It's just you scrubbing your nose.
I hope I can cut it out. Hopefully no one will know, except for if you've heard it here.
Right.
Let's see. Is there anything else that you feel like is fun to share about how we record?
Did I write down?
We accidentally once got Brie in trouble we were cleaning and we had all of our yearbooks out. She told Zach that she was heading home and then stood in our kitchen and looked at yearbooks for like an hour and a half.
Made my husband think I was dead on the side of the road for an hour and a half because I was
Sorry,
like, I'm
Zach.
on my way home, and then yearbooks.
We didn't know that you told him that.
That's true. It's
But
their fault. Still. It's Ryan's
100%.
fault. It's actually Ryan's fault.
Isn't everything?
Because I came down the stairs and Ryan was like, look what I have. And I was like, oh no.
Here's where it ends.
See, he even admits he takes all the blame.
It's like the pizza slice.
That he threw on the ground. Hit it
ground.
right out of your hand onto the ground.
I really wanted that slice of pizza.
And that was an important slice of pizza.
I can't ever have a piece of that
It's
pizza
gone
ever
now.
again.
It's forever gone.
And
And he ruined that time that you could have had it.
And he's saying no. Stop it.
It's definitely not our fault.
We slander Ryan a lot for someone who basically runs our podcast for us.
We'd be so screwed without him.
He quits. Hank, you're hired, but for free.
Please.
So, I don't know what Ryan's talking about now. I'm sure
No.
it's not true.
Yeah, he's a liar.
He did this exact thing this week to me. I don't think so.
It was
This
last
has
week.
only been a few days.
Where are the deer?
There were turkeys once.
There are no deer in Jessica's backyard. Sometimes there are, though.
Just waiting for you to get my address. Just his backyard at blah blah blah.
Her code to her front door is. You don't have a code for your front door.
I don't. It's key. I forgot what I had asked you. I'm so sorry.
I also forgot.
This happens frequently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was looking to see if I had anything.
Oh,
to
yes.
say.
That was totally on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you remember that we went through like a whole bunch of episodes talking about how Dungeons and Dopamine had a magazine?
Yes. Also, within those episodes, there was a sound clip that I took that was Dungeons and Dopamine magazine says this is the best cold body soup. Because I called a pool in one of the caves
Oh no!
cold body
Yep.
soup.
I do remember that now.
Which is the
Uh,
grossest thing.
that was the grossest thing.
Ryan is spreading lies.
He is such a liar.
Went to hand me a thing and dropped it before I grabbed it.
He threw it on the ground.
Do you know how well I speak? That is how well I handle things.
So really well, you guys. Really
The
well.
best. In no matter what language. Slight distraction.
So when we're famous, do we get to redo our episodes that talk about like the Denver airport and Mackinac Island and all
From
the things as we travel around to all the places that we've covered? And therefore, do we need to start covering some really cool places that we
Cancun.
could travel?
And New Zealand.
Right.
We need to cover.
Can we
all of New
justify
Zealand.
Ireland because I did the
Yes. Yes, we can.
the Ireland Pirate Queen?
Although I think
And
we should
Scotland, we
be-
could go to Scotland for that.
And Jerusalem,
Yeah,
because that's where the heart goes.
yeah. We got to visit the
I don't think
burial
that
place.
episode's out yet.
Oh. Spoiler alert. It's okay, I forgot his name. So
I don't remember either. It's okay. I don't have high expectations of us anyway. We might want to be careful in Egypt because they're obviously out to get me.
Right.
So
we'll have to sneak in.
we'll invite the Viva people while we're in New Zealand to come be on the show.
And we'll get Brandon Fraser to come to Egypt with us to protect us.
Yes. That one might also be a really tough one for me to be around, Brendan Fraser. He's
I hear he's amazing.
Right? Like David Tennant.
Like he would probably make us so comfortable. He'd be like, I listen to your guys' podcast all the time. It's so good.
I'm sure that's what it would say.
That's what Pedro would say too.
Let's have a Pedro moment where we just think about Pedro.
You should work on that, Zach.
I have nothing to follow it up with. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here trying to think of something and I got nothing. I'm spent. We're done.
We did it. We were live for approximately 57 minutes.
And even though the beginning was sort of lame because we couldn't figure out how to get on Facebook and or YouTube.
But we made it. We're here.
To be fair, they both said just push this button when you want to go live.
Yeah.
And then when we pushed the button,
it asked a bunch of questions and it wasn't super user friendly. It didn't tell me what to do.
Right.
It's not my fault.
It's not any of our faults.
It's Ryan's fault.
Exactly. He probably
should have had that figured out before we even got here.
Also would love, by the way, this is completely random and back 10 subjects, would also love to have Brandon Ferris on the show.
Oh, yes.
And Kim.
Yeah, I feel like that would be necessary. We talked about him quite often as well.
Especially early on.
Yes.
And the author of the...
And we stole his Google Translate idea.
We did give him credit, though.
Many times.
And begged him not to sue us.
Many times.
That's the main thing. Please don't sue us for anything.
That's our goal in life.
Yeah.
Not to be sued.
All right.
The catacombs. We could go to Paris to
Oh,
see the catacombs.
I don't want to go in the catacombs, but we can still go to Paris.
I want to go in the. You don't want to go in the catacombs?
I don't. No,
I do.
they're creepy.
Okay. I'll go, and you can stay up top.
Yes, I'll eat cheese.
Will you come find me if I get lost?
I don't make any promises.
Fair.
But I'll put
It's a risk I'm taking.
I'll put an Apple Air tag on you so that we can track you.
And then I'll go find all the hidden spots.
It'll map it for us.
We'll do it at the Denver airport too.
Yes. That place I will go into the tunnels because those are big enough for cars to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So we should probably steal a car while we're there.
When in Rome.
I mean, where else cool would we be able to go? I'm trying to think of all the cool places we've done. Bermuda Triangle.
Oh yeah. The Michigan Triangle?
Yes. I can't believe there isn't. I can't believe
Stonehenge. I talked about Stonehenge during the one of the solstice episodes.
I'm in for all of this.
We have so many places to go.
I was gonna make a really dumb joke. I won't. Okay. It's Denver, not Rome, Brianna.
Shush.
Good luck in the French death tunnel. See, I'm telling you,
It's gonna be amazing.
since Hank is one of our employees, we'll bring him to Paris,
Yeah.
and he and I will eat cheese together while you go in the catacombs.
Sure. More people to save me.
Sure.
Zach is gonna want me to come home at
I
some
just don't want
point,
to be
so
that
he'll
late.
probably come get me.
He might.
Zach, I'm lost in the catacombs. I need you to come find me.
He's already there. He's like, I knew this was going to happen.
He's like, I planned for this.
There is really cool art and stuff down there that would be fun to see.
Yeah.
But I just
And like hidden living rooms where people hung out and watched movies and stuff.
I don't know.
See? Hank will save me.
He'll be full of cheese.
It'll take a little while then.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's
I'll
fine.
be exploring. And I'll have an air tag on, so it'll be easy to find.
Exactly.
It's going to be great.
Yes.
They're totally going to allow it too.
Sometimes you, now, especially in the visual episodes, you can see when I'm lying.
Your face does
It does a lie
speak
face.
a lot.
I hate seeing my face in these episodes. I didn't pull up the ending thing. This is the other thing we do every time we
Oh, yeah.
record.
We have an
is
outro.
forget the outro. And technically, it's an even number, so it's you.
It is.
No pressure, but if you do it wrong, everyone is watching.
Thank you guys for joining us. Look, Hank is going to hold a string at the entrance so I
Perfect.
cannot get lost in the catacombs. That is a great idea.
I'm drinking mine and you say,
So he'll drop the string because he'll be hammered.
we'll have to tie
Got
it around his ankle.
Perfect. You're so, see,
I got this.
we are problem solvers.
We have, that's something we didn't talk about, and this is the other thing we do when we record is not end our show
So
ever.
we just keep going.
We've resolved a lot of problems in the world.
We've solved some conspiracy theories. We have solved world problems.
They figured out who Jack the Ripper was recently.
Really? Was it?
I can't remember. I can't remember who they thought it was, and
Or
I can't
who we
remember
thought
who
it
it ended up
was.
being. I'm sure we were correct.
Absolutely. We always are. We tell the future. So, yes, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for interacting with us. Thank you for supporting us for 100 episodes.
Yeah,
We did
you.
something for 100 times.
That's insane.
More than 100 times
I'm
because
not
we
sure
already
we
have
went
the
to
next
high
episode.
school 100 times.
I don't think you did.
Not senior year.
I definitely didn't go to college 100 times.
We love you too.
Yay!
Your dinner's ready.
Yes, I have to go. Okay, bye. This was the live episode of Dungeons and Dopamine podcast.
You can listen to us anywhere you stream podcasts and on YouTube.
You can support us. Please support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/dungeonsdopamine.
You can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Insta, Reddit, Twitch, and Discord.
All the places.
We're everywhere.
You can also reach out to us on any of those social medias, or you can email us at dungeonsdopamine@yahoo.com.
Dungeons and Dopamine is edited and published by Argyle Pigeon Productions.
Thankfully, good thing he was here.
Yeah, YouTube got half of us.
I guess maybe it should say Dungeons and Dopamine is edited, published, and kept alive by Argyle Pigeon Productions.
Dungeons and Dopamine is Argyle Pigeon Productions.
Right.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
We
Love you.
love you.
Bye. Now we have to end all of our streams and make it look legit.
Try to not leave any of them open. End live video. And
I don't know how to stop YouTube.
we'll always
End.
right there.
It's there where it says end stream.
Okay, bye.
Bye.